you to the ceremonial swearing in of the Congressional Black Caucus of the 119th Congress. At this time, we ask that you take your seats, silence your cell phones, and make note of your nearest emergency exits. The ceremony will begin in just a moment. Proudly welcomes you to the ceremonial swearing in of the Congressional Black Caucus of the 119th Congress. Honored guests, please welcome our Mistress of Ceremonies, the journalist, author, and White House correspondent, April Ryan.
All right, I'm going to say it one more time. Good morning. All right, yes. It's an honor to be with you this morning. Yes, it's early, but we got work to do. What did I say? All right, let's start this over again. Because the congressional leaders are backstage ready to start working. And you guys are here for a show, but this is about work. The work of the people. All right, good morning. And we've got what? That's what I'm talking about. Yes, give yourselves a big round of applause. What an honor to be with you this morning for the ceremonial swearing in of the Congressional Black Caucus of the 119th Congress. I'm excited to be with you all as we celebrate and pay tribute to the new and re-elected CBC members, along with their families, friends, constituents, and special guests. It's a privilege to stand before this accomplished group of leaders who have done so much critical work to advance the Black community, from education to healthcare to economic development, fighting racism, and reforming criminal justice. The CBC has done and continues to do the critical work of building a more just society. Today, we'll hear greetings and remarks from some of the nation's most influential leaders, including Representatives Terry A. Sewell, Hakeem Jeffries, Joe Neguse as well. And we'll hear from the immediate past chair of the caucus, Representative Steve Horsford, and the incoming CBC chair, Representative Yvette D. Clarke. Yes. It feels like a Brooklyn kind of day, right? Brooklyn's in the house, right? All right, all right, all right. Well, thank you for inviting me to be here with you today. This is a very special moment for me. This year, matter of fact, this month, on January 13th, I become tied as the longest serving Black White House correspondent in the history of this nation. 28 years. Thank you. And again, thank you for inviting me to be here with you today. And now let's please welcome the 62 outstanding men and women of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Introducing the members of the Congressional Black Caucus of the 119th Congress. Representative Eleanor Holmes Norton, District of Columbia, serving Congress since 1991. Representative Maxine Waters, California, 43rd. Representative Maxine Waters, California, 43rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 1991. Representative Sanford D. Bishop, Georgia, 2nd Congressional District, serving Congress since 1993. Representative James E. Clyburn, South Carolina, 6th Congressional District, serving Congress since 1993. Representative Bobby Scott, Virginia, 3rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 1993. Representative Benny G. Thompson, Mississippi, 2nd Congressional District, serving Congress since 1993. Representative Danny K. Davis, Illinois, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress since 1997. Representative Gregory W. Meeks, New York, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 1998. Representative David Scott, Georgia, 13th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2003. Representative Emanuel Cleaver II, Missouri, 5th District, serving Congress since 2005. Representative Al Green, Texas, 9th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2005. Representative Gwen Moore, Wisconsin, 4th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2005. Representative Yvette D. Clarke, New York, 9th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2007. Representative Hank Johnson, Georgia, 4th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2007. Representative Andre Carson, Indiana, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2007. Representative Kwesi Mfume, Maryland, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress from 1987 to 1996 and again since 2020. Representative Terry A. Sewell, Alabama, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2011. Representative Frederica S. Wilson, Florida, 24th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2011. Representative Joyce Beatty, Ohio, 3rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2012. Senator Cory Booker, New Jersey, Congressional District, serving Congress since 2013. Representative Hakeem Jeffries, New York, 8th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2011. Representative Mark Vesey, 33rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2013. Representative Robin Kelly, Illinois, 2nd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2013. Representative Alma Adams, North Carolina, 12th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2014. Representative Stacey Plaskett, Virgin Islands, serving Congress since 2015. Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, New Jersey, 12th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2015. Representative Dwight Evans, Pennsylvania, 3rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2016. Senator Lisa Blunt Rochester, Delaware, serving Congress since 2017. Representative Stephen Horsford, Nevada, 4th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2018. Representative Johanna Hayes, Connecticut, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2018. Representative Lucy McBath, Georgia, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2018. Representative Joe Neguse, Colorado, 2nd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2018. Representative Ilhan Omar, Minnesota, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2018. Representative Ayanna Pressley, Massachusetts, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2018. Representative Lauren Underwood, Illinois, 14th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2018. Representative Marilyn Strickland, Washington, 10th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2021. Representative Richie Torres, New York, 15th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2021. Senator Raphael Warnock, Georgia, serving Congress since 2021. Representative Nakima Williams, Georgia, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2021. Representative Troy Carter, Louisiana, 2nd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2021. Representative Shontel Brown, Ohio, 11th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2021. Representative Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, Florida, 20th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2022. Representative Jasmine Crockett, Texas, 30th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Don Davis, North Carolina, 1st Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Valerie Foushee, North Carolina, 4th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Maxwell Alejandro Frost, Florida, 10th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Glenn Ivey, Maryland, 4th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Jonathan Jackson, Illinois, 1st Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Sidney Kamlager Dove, California, 37th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Summer Lee, Pennsylvania, 12th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Emilia Sykes, Ohio, 34th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Jennifer McClellan, Virginia, 4th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Gabe Amo, Rhode Island, 1st Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative LaMonica McIver, New Jersey, 10th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2024. Senator Angela Alsobrooks, Maryland, serving Congress since 2024. Representative Wesley Bell, Representative Wesley Bell, Missouri, 1st Congressional District, serving Congress since 2024. Representative Janelle Bynum, Oregon, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2024. Representative Herb Conaway, New Jersey, 3rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2024. Representative Cleo Fields, Louisiana, 6th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2024. Representative Shamari Figures, Alabama, 2nd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2024. Representative Latifah Simon, California, 12th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2024. Representative Sylvester Turner, Texas, 18th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, the 62 members of the Congressional Black Caucus of the 119th Congress.
This is a historic moment. Once again, this is a historic moment. I want you to take a look at these people on the stage. One thing I learned 28 years ago coming into Washington, power means service. And they're definitely serving, putting their life on the line in some cases to serve. And as we mark history, I want 2 black female senators, the first time in history, to stand in this moment. Lisa Blunt Rochester and Angela Also Brooks. The first time in history, 2 black women senators are sitting in the U.S. Senate at the same time. And they look good too. Now, as we had them to stand, I want every member, all the 62 members of the Congressional Black Caucus, to please stand. Every one of them deserves a round of applause as well for their service. And at this time, we have a special treat in honor of this ceremonial occasion. You may sit, please. I'm sorry. Do I need a gavel? Okay. No, just a pen. We would like to bring forth the Jamel Gaines Creative Outlet for a dance performance. From Brooklyn, New York, of course.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream.
do. Don't want nothing from you, giving me everything I need. No, I don't want to tell me and say, thank you, thank you. All of my life, you've been there. All of my days, you make me smile. Hey, oh, thank you. My. All I want to tell you, say, all I want to do is thank you. That's all. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. My. Thank you for the love you share. Thank you for the guidance and all that you are. All I want to do, say, thank you for being there. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being, just for being. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't ever leave. Don't ever go. Thank you for being everything you said you would be. I wanna thank you.
Will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty.
From Brooklyn. The Jamel Gaines Creative Outlet. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much. So inspiring. And at this moment, we want to take some time to honor some history makers in the audience. Yes, turn on the lights. For all the former congressional leaders, particularly members of the Congressional Black Caucus, will you please stand? Turn the lights on. Congressman Butterfield and Congresswoman Lee. Barbara Lee, yes. They're down in the front. Bring the lights to the front a little bit. Maybe they can't, but stand one more time, please, and wave your hand, yes. Also at this time, we would like to recognize any leaders of the Divine Nine, any of the heads of the Divine Nine. Yes. Okay, now we got that all done, okay. We got it out of our system. Yes, Congresswoman Clark. Ooh. Yes, sir. And I believe Congressman Clyburn, what are you? Congressman Mfume, what are you? Where is he? I saw Congressman Mfume here a minute ago. Yeah, all right, yeah. Yes, okay, yes. All right. Any others? Okay. We got alphas. Okay. Kappa Alpha Psi. Okay. I was a Kappa sweetheart at Morgan State, okay. That was like 30-some years ago. And others? That's right, you got on your colors. Stand up. All right. All right, Hank John, okay. All right. I'm told I'm starting trouble. But look, they not only represent you in your district, but at your fraternity and sorority meeting too, right? Whew, all right, that was good. We got that out of our system now. So I would like for all of us to please stand for this moment. Please join me. All of us stand. Come on, yes. It's almost like church, but it's not. Please join me in welcoming Felina Backer to lead us in singing the Black National Anthem. Lift every voice and sing.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling seas. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. God of our weak world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand,
Felina Backer, let's give her one more round of applause for that beautiful rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing. Again, thank you, Felina. Now it's an honor to bring to the stage an activist and a faith leader, and truly a public servant, Bishop Leah Daughtry, for this morning's invocation.
Good morning. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Hotep. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. Let us pray. Our God, creator of heaven and earth, lover of peace, freedom, and justice, we thank you for the grace you have given us to gather today to witness this testimony of courage and leadership. We thank you for this time to celebrate, to rejoice, to remember, and to look ahead. We thank you for those who have sacrificed to be here and who give so freely of their time, their talent, and their treasure for a cause and a purpose that is greater than themselves. And yet, as we come to celebrate, we do so knowing that storms of racism and sexism gather. We know that storms of white supremacy and hatred gather. Storms of homophobia and classism gather. Storms of ignorance and lawlessness gather. We come together at a critical time in our nation when we are at the crossroads of hopelessness and hopefulness, when the forces of good and evil so plainly battle for the hearts and minds of our people, when right is called wrong and wrong is called right, when up is called down and down is called up, when fact is called fact and fact is called fake, when it seems truth forever on the scaffold and wrong forever on the throne. To this moment, you have called these leaders. To the front lines, you have called them to do battle, to wage war, to walk forward, to lead us with courage and boldness, with hope and with love, to care for the most vulnerable in our society, to protect them and defend them, to honor and respect them, to see them and hear them, to be strength for the weak, a voice for the voiceless, hope for the hopeless, a path through the wilderness, and a light shining through the darkness. We know, oh God, that this is not and will not be an easy task, this path that they have chosen, this work that you have given them, but they did not choose to be public servants because they thought it would be easy. They chose it because they had a calling, they saw a need, and they have committed to meet the challenge. So as we gather today and in the days ahead, seeking to fulfill the responsibility of faithful citizenship, we ask that you give them strength to handle the hard work of justice, strength to fight the fight of faith, strength to wage righteous war against those who every day negate, dismiss, dismean, and diminish us, strength to love, strength to continue, strength to breathe. We ask that you rise up in them, make them bold and unafraid, give them clarity and direction and vision, that they may save and be saved, that they may love and be loved, that they may bless and be a blessing. Stir up in them the strength of Ron Dellums and Lou Stokes, the compassion of Walter Fauntroy and Carol Mosley Braun, the courage of Shirley Chisholm and John Lewis, the brilliance of Charlie Rangel and Barbara Jordan, the tenacity of Sheila Jackson Lee and Perrin Mitchell, the wisdom of Elijah Cummings and Gus Hawkins, and the witness of so many, many, many others whose service and leadership have carved a path and propelled us forward. We ask for divine guidance to help them remember their calling, to help them to remember who sent them and who they represent, to help them to remember that they are called to serve and not to be served, that they are called to be the conscience of the Congress, and to help them to remember their vow to serve the least, the last, and the lost, the distressed, the dispossessed, and the discouraged, the left out, the locked out, and the left behind, to be their voice, to be their hope, to be their shield, to be their strength, to be their light. And for them and for ourselves, for the work that must be done, for the bridges that must be built, for the doors that must be opened, for the hope that we must restore, for the change that we must bring, for the children who must be saved, for the sick who must be healed, and for the last who must be first. We ask for strength for the journey, clarity of thought, sharpness of vision, precision of speech, singleness of purpose, and the courage of our convictions, for the enduring work to make the promise of America the practice of America. And because we ask it in your name, we decree and we declare that it is so. And all the people of God say, amen.
Again, Bishop Leah Daughtry, National Presiding Prelate, the House of the Lord of Churches. Thank you, Bishop Daugherty, for that eloquent inspiration, and we will join the hope that your message serves as a guiding star to point our way to the future and honor the power that's in all of us to do the necessary work to control our destiny, the destiny of our global community in the fight for equality. And now, please welcome the President and CEO of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, and my friend, Nicole Austin Hillary.
Good morning. It is my sincere pleasure to welcome you all and to express my gratitude to each of you for joining us here today. You know, we're here to celebrate the members of the Congressional Black Caucus and to mark the achievements of our foundation. It is our mission here at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation to advance the global Black community by developing leaders, informing policy, and educating the public. And we fulfill that mission with so many CBCF programs, and they address every public policy issue that affect Black communities, those issues that these members and their leadership help to inspire and help to ensure are taken care of for our communities. These efforts are paying off. Some of the very members of this Congress are beneficiaries of CBCF programs, and they do everything they can to support us and ensure that our activities are having an impact. We are very proud of them, and we're proud of what we've accomplished, and we, just like the members, take a solemn oath today to swear to commit to continue this work and to continue our fight for social justice along with each and every one of you for as long as it takes. We are here to stay, and we are here to fight and defend. We are proud of everything the Congressional Black Caucus has achieved in its half-century and in the past 2 years. But right now, we are here today to celebrate and to look forward. We are preparing ourselves for the profound challenges that are ahead, and we are making sure that we are ready for the expected as well as the unexpected. This Congress has never been stronger, and they have the strength to meet the challenges, and we're here to support their efforts in deep and lasting ways. So please, join me in welcoming this new Congress, in congratulating them, and ensuring that we together, as a collaborative and collective community of change makers, make a difference, not just today, but as we move forward for this 119th Congress. So it is now my pleasure to introduce to you one of our large supporters here at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, the Staff Vice President for Government Affairs of our title sponsor, which is FedEx, Mr. Lance Mangum.
Thank you, Nicole. Leader Jeffries, Madam Chair Sewell, Madam Chair Clark, Chair Horsford, to the entire Congressional Black Caucus leadership, To all current and former members of the CBC and all other distinguished guests, good morning. On behalf of FedEx, our President and CEO, Raj Subramaniam, our Executive Vice President and General Counsel, Gina Adams, who is here, and our more than 500,000 team members serving in 220 countries and territories around the world, I am pleased to be with you today as we commence the 119th Congress. FedEx is honored to once again serve as title sponsor of today's program, and we're even more honored to support a caucus made up of the largest membership in its history, a record 62 members. We are especially proud of this partnership as nearly 25% of our U.S. workforce, more than 96,000 FedEx team members, are represented by members of this CBC.
Thank you so much, Lance. Thank you so much, Lance. At the CBCF, we are blessed to have leaders that not only share our commitment to the mission, but they inspire us each and every day to improve upon our work and redouble our efforts. I want you to make certain that you hear these leaders and take in everything that they're saying today, because they are arming us for the future. I want you to please welcome to the stage our leader of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Board of Directors, Representative Terry A. Sewell, representing the 7th District of Alabama. Please welcome her to the podium.
Good morning. I'm Congresswoman Terry Sewell, and I'm proud to serve as chair of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Board of Directors. On behalf of the 36 members of the CBCF board, it is my pleasure to welcome you and to thank you for being here today. Every 2 years, we come together to swear an oath to support and defend the Constitution and to ensure that it protects and empowers all Americans. Today, we renew our pledge to fight racism where it exists, to weed out inequities in healthcare, the criminal justice system, education, voter access, and so many rights and benefits that are part and parcel of what it means to be Americans. We in the Congressional Black Caucus stand ready for the task ahead. We also rejoice in our commitment, our unity, and our power. Never has the Congressional Black Caucus been better positioned to move our colleagues and our nation forward to the path of justice and prosperity for all. As chair of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, I rejoice in the unwavering support of the CBCF, the Board of Directors, and the many members of Congress who make up our board. I would also like to thank our Corporate Advisory Council, led so ably by John Mason. These men and women from the executive suites of America's greatest companies and organizations generously share their expertise and guidance as we work to craft public policy and advance our mission. I also want to thank our many sponsors of this special event. They deserve a round of applause for making this event possible. And we mustn't forget the hardworking staff of the CBCF and the many staff members that represent members of the CBC. We couldn't do our jobs without amazing staff. You know, as we unite today to celebrate our new Congress, the 119th Congress, we do so at a pivotal moment in history. We are 63 strong, and we come from 13 founding members in 1971. From 1971 to 2025, 62 of us represent our districts in America. We know that we stand on the shoulders of giants. And we also know that there are 9 new members of the Congressional Black Caucus that have added to our number. Will the 9 new members please stand? We know that we stand on broad shoulders of giants imbued by their courage, vision, and purpose. We are now a powerful voting bloc that can move public policy, that can elect vice presidents, and who now have our first African American to ever lead a party, none other than Hakeem Jeffries. We not only vice presidents, and future speakers. But we now have 2 African American women who will be in the United States Senate. I want you to know that we are some bad brothers and sisters. And we could not do this work without the support of our families, our allies, our partners. Will you all give yourselves a round of applause? We owe our existence to your support. I also want you to know more about the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. The foundation is proud to work with the Congressional Black Caucus in continuing our mission to advance the global Black community through our Leadership Institute, scholarships, internships, annual legislative conference, and countless programs here in Washington and around the country. I urge you to learn more about what we do at CBCF by going to our website, cbcfinc.org. We're in a critical moment in our nation. During this moment of transition, we know that some things never change. Among them is our unity, our fellowship, and our strength. It takes the collective efforts of all of us to nourish and maintain our power, and we welcome your support and help in this endeavor. As the conscience of the Congress, the members of the Congressional Black Caucus embrace the responsibility of leadership with great faith in our future and in one another. We thank all of you for being here today, and it is with great honor and privilege that I say on behalf of the CBC board, thank you for your support, thank you for being here. I have the great honor now of introducing our colleague, my dear friend, the representative of New York, Brooklyn, the Republic of Brooklyn, our leader, the leader of the Democratic Caucus, none other than the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Terry, for those incredible, kind, and generous, and powerful words, and for your words of introduction. Chairman Stephen Horsford, incoming chair, Yvette Clarke, to Governor Moore, Attorney General Tish James, members of the Congressional Black Caucus, families, friends, and colleagues, all those assembled. It's a high honor and a distinct privilege to stand before you today as we begin the 119th Congress. Thank you, Stephen, for your extraordinary tenure as chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. We're grateful for your calm, cool, and courageous leadership during challenging times. And we know that Black America is in a better position today because of Stephen's leadership of the Congressional Black Caucus. Let me also congratulate Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, Her Excellency, my sister from Brooklyn. Yvette is an incredible leader who will serve as a catalyst for change and lead us forward unbought and unbossed. Throughout my journey in the House, I've had the honor of holding a handful of positions: representative, impeachment manager, caucus chair, House Democratic leader, but there is one title that is closest to my heart: member of the Congressional Black Caucus. It's an incredible affiliation that I will carry with me throughout my entire public service journey. The CBC is a family filled with phenomenal public servants. We all stand on the shoulders of giants like Adam Clayton Powell Jr., Shirley Chisholm, Lou Stokes, Barbara Jordan, John Lewis, Elijah Cummings, Eddie Bernice Johnson, Bill Gray, Jim Clyburn, Maxine Waters, Benny Thompson, and so many others. Over the years, while the cast of characters may change, the character of the cast remains the same. The CBC is the mighty conscience of the Congress. We began our journey in 1971 with just 13 members, 12 black men and 1 powerful black woman. In this Congress, there will be more African Americans serving in the House and in the Senate than at any other time in our nation's history. 62 members strong, including 2 black women in the United States Senate. Watch out, y'all. The founding document of this great country of ours, the Declaration of Independence, states we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These words were eloquent in their articulation, but incomplete in their application. When written, they didn't apply to African Americans, Native Americans, women, or even poor whites without property or power. From slavery to Jim Crow segregation to mass incarceration to institutional discrimination, our community's journey in this country has been a turbulent one, but we are a resilient people. Over the last half century, one of the reasons our community has made such tremendous progress is because through it all, the leadership of the Congressional Black Caucus has been steadfast and unyielding. Once again, we are now called upon to lead for such a time as this, to fight for racial justice, social justice, economic justice, civil rights, voting rights, and an America that embodies the principle, liberty, and justice for all. We are called upon to rise once again to the occasion. We must rise to the occasion. We will rise to the occasion. Together, under the leadership of Congresswoman, our new chair, Yvette Clarke, and the 61 other members of the Congressional Black Caucus, we will continue America's long, necessary, and majestic march toward a more perfect union. God bless you. God bless the CBC. May God continue to bless the United States of America. It is now my great honor to yield to a great colleague, the Assistant Democratic Leader of the United States Congress, House Democratic Representative Joe Neguse of Colorado's 2nd Congressional District.
Good morning. There is no assignment tougher in American politics than to follow Hakeem Jeffries. But I thank Chairwoman Clarke for the honor. What a pleasure it is to be with all of you today. And let me just start by saying, I don't think we could be any luckier, any more grateful, any more blessed than to have as our leader a man of such substance and of such stature, not just the House Democratic leader in the 119th Congress, but ultimately, as we prepare for the road ahead, the highest ranking Democrat in the United States of America, Hakeem Jeffries. It is a joyous day. It is a wonderful day. It is a hopeful day. You can tell from my smile that I am very excited about this ceremony and about the events ahead. I'm smiling because the people of Oregon decided to elect the first black congressperson in their state's history. I'm smiling because the people of Alabama decided to send 2 black congresspeople for the first time since Reconstruction. I'm smiling because earlier this week, the President of the United States of America bestowed the highest civilian honor on that wise man from Mississippi, Benny Thompson. Oh, we got a lot of reasons to smile today. I am smiling because, as they say, this moment was a long time coming. I will share just one story that I think encapsulates why this was such a long time coming. It's a story that was shared to me by one of our wise elders, our living legends, Mr. Jim Clyburn. There's a young man in 1901, 124 years ago to the day, January 3rd, who made his way to the House floor to deliver a speech. This young man was unique in many ways. He's a solicitor, a distinguished member of the bar, prominent member of Congress, prepared to deliver his farewell words to the country. But perhaps what made him more unique than anything else, he was the only black member of Congress at that time. 435 members of the House, and black America had one, a gentleman by the name of George Henry White from North Carolina. He made his way to the floor to deliver a farewell speech because he had been illegally removed from office. And as he descended into the well, he rose up and in a booming voice declared to the country that this may be, perhaps, black America's temporary farewell to the American Congress. But let me say this, Phoenix-like, we will rise up someday and come again. 124 years later, you think about those parting words that he uttered on the House floor. For 30 years, they were the last words uttered by any black American on the House floor. And today, January 3rd, 2025, we see a dream fulfilled. 62 members of the Congressional Black Caucus, the largest caucus in the history of the United States Congress, 124 years to the day. Imagine what George Henry White will think when just a few short hours from now, 218 members of the House of Representatives will stand and nominate as our candidate for Speaker of the House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries. That is a dream fulfilled. It is a dream fulfilled. So, it is a hopeful day. It is a wonderful day. It is a joyous day. The work goes on. The work continues. And we couldn't be more grateful to the friends and family here gathered to help us every step of the way. Congratulations to our 9 new members. Congratulations, Madam Chair. Congratulations to the Executive Committee. Let's get to work. I now have the honor of introducing someone whom, of course, needs no introduction. He is a history maker, he's a trailblazer, and he is only the third black American to be elected governor of a state in the United States of America. You know him, we know him. He's America's governor, he's Maryland's governor, he's black America's governor, and that is the 63rd governor of Maryland, Wes Moore. Give him a round of applause.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's a great morning. It's a great morning. First, Assistant Leader Neguse, God bless you, man. Thank you for your leadership, and we are so thankful for not just the friendship, but for your continued leadership, not just in Colorado, but across the entire country. God bless you, and thank you so much, brother. Thank you, man. And I got to tell you, it's always an honor to be with my family, the CBC. But today is a distinct honor. Today is a distinct honor because this is a history-making CBC that we have in front of us right here. This is a history-making CBC because we have a record 62 members of the Congressional Black Caucus that we are celebrating today. It's a history-making CBC because this CBC represents more states than ever before in our country's history. That this is a history-making CBC because we don't just have the largest representation of black women in CBC's history, but also for the first time, we have 2 black women in the United States Senate representing the CBC. And I have to give a personal point of privilege, since y'all gave me the microphone, to give a shout out to one of us, and I'm so proud to say for the first time, Senator Angela Also Brooks. But this is a body that understands that making history is not the assignment. This is a body that understands when I look at the leadership that this organization has inspired and has been led by and continues to be led by, I think about the leadership of our dear friend, Chair Clark. And Chair Clark, congratulations, and we are so excited for your leadership. When I think about history makers like Chair Horsford, thank you for the leadership you continue to show and will continue to show. I think about history makers like Congressman Sewell, who we are so proud and so grateful for, and I'm thankful to have you as a friend. I'm thankful for leadership of people like, there's some people who have a title, and there's some people whose title is their descriptor, and that's when I think about people like Leader Hakeem Jeffries. I think about people like Whip Clyburn. I think about, yes, woo, yes. I think about people like our outstanding leader, Nicole Austin Hillary, the CEO of this fantastic organization. And I think about people who actually is one of the first people to really introduce me to the power of the CBC. And that's a mentor of mine, and I know for so many of you, on a morning like this, I think about Elijah Cummings. Elijah Cummings was one of the people that I always went out to when I was getting ready to make a big decision that I wanted to get his counsel and his guidance on. When I was first leaving my job in finance, I went to Elijah. When I first went to go run Robin Hood, one of the nation's largest poverty fighting organizations, I went to Elijah, and he said to me, they don't hire a lot of black folks over there. I said, they sure don't. And he said, but I tell you what, my advice to you is this: make it matter that you were ever there. It's not lost on me that Elijah Cummings' birthday was January 18th, the day that I was inaugurated as our state's governor and our state's first black governor. And I think about what he said. Make it matter. Because this is a body that understands that the assignment is not to make history. The assignment is not to be the first. The assignment is not to be the last. The assignment is to make sure that our time here matters. And that's exactly what the CBC has done throughout its entire history. Where the CBC has been our conscience. The CBC has been our rock. The CBC has been an organization that made sure we did not just fight against injustice, but we actually fought for justice. That this wasn't an organization that just pushed back against when we had rollbacks on economic progress, but actually fought for economic advancement that would see all of us and not just some of us. That this is an organization that continued to show us what the best of us look like. And in times of real uncertainty and in times where we know the ground under us is fragile, you provided stability. You provided a vision. And we're going to need it now more than ever. We are already seeing the very unneeded reminders of the kind of chaos that can be created. This is going to be our foundation. You are going to be our stability. And you are going to do what is said in the good book of Psalm 61, you are going to lead us to a rock that is higher than I. And we need it now as much as ever. And we know who are going to help to lead us there. And so I am so excited to be part of a history-making day. To be thankful to have such history-making colleagues. And to know that our best days and our light are truly ahead of us. And I'm truly grateful to be able to turn the microphone over to a person who's not just a dear friend, but someone who we admire, respect, and continues to show that the hand of the law is strong and applies, and it is durable and long-standing. New York's outstanding Attorney General, my friend and our friend, Tish James.
Thank you. Is Brooklyn in the house? Good morning, everyone. It is truly an honor and a privilege to be with all of you today. And I want to thank the CBC for this invitation to take part in this historic and important event. Of course, I've got to give a shout out to my little sister in the spirit of Shirley Chisholm, Chair-elect Yvette Clarke. And of course, to my Congress member, the baddest brother from Brooklyn. We call him Hawk in Brooklyn. You call him the leader, but he's my friend, ladies and gentlemen, this leader, Hakeem Jeffries. And I want to thank all the other leaders here today who show up every day to get the work done. We stand here today on the shoulders of giants. We owe a tremendous debt to all the founding members of the CBC and to everyone whose blood and sweat and tears made the growth of this organization possible. This historic event helps ensure that the CBC continues to excel, and provide the leadership that our nation so desperately needs, especially now. And those of us in positions of power and influence, we have a special charge to show up and stand up for one another, and not to shrink from that responsibility ever. The road ahead might be tough, but our focus and our mission must be clear. Standing up for the legacy of endurance, persistence, equality, justice, and yes, the rule of law. We have been here before, and we've emerged battered and bruised, but we have been victorious. And we still have the power to protect all that we have won and all that we aspire to in the future. And it lies in this room, in the hands and the hearts of these warriors. They are the firewall, the CBC. Leaders who will not flinch in the face of adversity. Guardians at the palace gate, standing up for the future of this democratic nation and defending the Constitution of these United States. They collectively and individually are the conscience of this nation and the soul of this nation. And so I encourage all of you here today to never lose heart and to keep fighting. And I want to thank the CBC for being the vehicle for doing just that here in Washington, D.C., and for using moments like this, not just for pomp and ceremony, but to show up, to show all of us what it looks like when we step into our power. And to control our destiny, to create an organization and a future that our children and our nation deserve. And I look forward to all that we will accomplish together. And as we celebrate the birthday of Dr. King, as we continue to bend the arc of the moral universe towards justice. And now I have the honor and privilege of swearing in the members of the Congressional Black Caucus of the 119th Congress. Everybody got your phones ready? Please rise. That's to the members of the caucus. Y'all can sit. Put audience participation. I love it. Members, please raise your right hand. Please state your name. And after I make my statement, please say the words "I will." Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely and without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, and your statement, your response is? I will. And collectively, please say, "We will." We will. Please congratulate the members of the Congressional Black Caucus. Or you can do better than that. 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 Oh, who's, okay. She wants a picture. Where's the picture? Where's the picture? All right. The 119th Congress and the members of the Congressional Black Caucus. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you, Attorney General James, and let me add congratulations again to the caucus. And we understand there is also a special guest in the audience, Michigan's Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist. Please stand. Yes, thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. And let's keep the program moving. And now please welcome the 28th chair of the Congressional Black Caucus and the representative of the 4th District of the state of Nevada, the Honorable Stephen Horsford.
Well, good morning. It has truly been the honor of a lifetime to serve as the 28th chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. And I'm deeply grateful to my colleagues and to all of you and to our supporters across the nation for the trust and the confidence that you've placed in each of us to serve. On the shoulders of the 13 founders and our predecessors over the years, the Congressional Black Caucus has grown to its largest membership in history, at 62 members, as has been stated, including the first 2 black women serving in the United States Senate, Senator Also Brooks and Senator Blunt Rochester. And with our leader Hakeem Jeffries in the House, we continue to serve faithfully as the conscience of the Congress. We've kept our focus always on issues of justice, equity, and opportunity for all of the communities that we collectively serve. The legacy that we work to uphold is a testament to the power of our unity as a people, the importance of our collective action, and the belief that change through service is still possible. For the new members, I want to say welcome. The Congressional Black Caucus is more than a congressional caucus. It is a family that will be there through the ups and the downs, through victory and loss. And today, you join this august body at an integral time in our nation's history and the vital work that lies ahead. Congratulations. Now, I know that we are all feeling all kinds of emotions today. For me, I am feeling a spirit of gratitude to all who have supported us and allowed us the opportunity to serve. Thank you. I'm especially thankful to my family, to my loved ones, and to my friends, to my staff, and to the staff of the Congressional Black Caucus, Vince, Morgan, Asia, Freedom, and Nina, and to my colleagues, and to all of you who are here today. I'm also feeling a sense of pride in having the privilege to serve with so many incredible colleagues, icons really, who I've admired before I've ever was elected to Congress. Members like Congresswoman Maxine Waters, Secretary Marcia Fudge, Chair Emeritus Joyce Beatty, the maker of presidents, Congressman Jim Clyburn, Chairman Benny Thompson, who was awarded the Presidential Citizens Medal for leading the January 6th committee to protect our democracy. And I want to especially recognize outgoing members, G.K. Butterfield, thank you for your service. And to Congresswoman Barbara Lee, who has served for 26 years in the U.S. House of Representatives. We love you, Barbara. Barbara Lee speaks for me. To each of the members of the Congressional Black Caucus, thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve as the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, and for your selfless service during these historic times. As we embark on the work of the 119th Congress, I stand here today with a feeling of resolve. Resolve to stand strong against the forces arrayed against us and the denialism and backward thinking that are seeking to erode some of our most fundamental rights and to try to take us backward. I know that with all of you here today and those that we represent back home in our districts and all across this great country, we are fortified and we're not going back. And that is why my most prevailing emotion is one of optimism, because I know that we're ready for the fight and for the work ahead. And I have absolute confidence in the outcome. We are on the winning side, and we shall overcome. I think of the issues for which we have so strenuously advocated in the last Congress. We successfully made the case for fairness and equity on all sorts of issues affecting all Americans, reaching into virtually every area of our nation's life, with particular emphasis on our fellow citizens who are most in need. And when I say every area, I mean just that. Together, we worked to advance solutions to create safer communities and to hold accountable those police officers who violate the public trust. Together, we fought back against the Supreme Court's decision to undo decades of precedent in race-conscious college administrations. And we partnered with the Biden-Harris administration to eliminate college debt while creating educational opportunity. We fought to uphold our democracy and our voting rights. We convened the first ever National Summit on Democracy and Race and created the Democracy for the People Summer of Action, taking the CBC directly to the people and into the communities that we each serve. We pushed back against right-wing attacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the other tools of economic opportunity. And at the same time, we led in an unprecedented effort to hold Fortune 500 companies accountable to their commitments towards racial equity and economic justice, work that we will continue to advance in the months and years to come. And I'm proud that with the work of this Congressional Black Caucus and the Biden-Harris administration, we have pushed for clemency and pardons to address the disparate treatment of Black people in our criminal justice system. And I'm proud to say that together, our caucus put forward an agenda that aims to close America's racial wealth gap and to provide greater economic opportunity for Black Americans by advancing work, increasing wages, and building intergenerational wealth. As Representative Sewell said earlier, now is not the time to dwell on the past, but please help me recognize the people who achieved all these things and more. My valiant colleagues, the members of the Congressional Black Caucus of the 118th Congress that just ended. There's no harder working group of people. Let's thank them and give them a true round of applause. However much we've accomplished, we know that there's more work ahead. And we pledge that together, we're going to keep on pushing till we get it done. 53 years after our caucus's founding, our work is more important now than ever. As we enter this next chapter in this new Congress, we remain clear in our mission to use our full constitutional authority to improve the lives and conditions of Black people in America. Because when we build up Black America, we build up all of America. We are well positioned to carry on that fight and to meet the new challenges facing us. We enter this new year with the largest Congressional Black Caucus in history. And because of the tireless work of our Democratic leader, Hakeem Jeffries, who we will make Speaker in the near future, our House leadership, and all of our members, the Congressional Black Caucus will enter the 119th Congress with the leadership to steer us forward in the right direction. With this new leadership and our unbreakable resolve, the Congressional Black Caucus forges ahead. And to lead this historic membership will be a colleague and a friend who is the right leader with immense capabilities to take on the challenges that confront the American people in the years to come. I could not be prouder to pass the baton of justice, and yes, to pass the CBC chair's gavel to the gentlelady from New York and our incoming chair of the Congressional Black Caucus from the 9th Congressional District of New York, the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Representative Yvette D. Clarke.
And just before Congresswoman Yvette Clarke comes to the stage and to the podium, we have a special guest here, another special guest. We have another special guest that wears a cape superhero, if you will. I kept looking in the crowd, and I said, that person looks very familiar. And Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett and Congressman Hank Johnson verified. I would like for Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fonnie Willis to please stand. This is a historic year. A historic year. This is a historic Congress. We also want to stand, we have several people here. Dr. Barbara Skinner, Mark Morial, head of the National Urban League. Of course, we can never forget Donna Brazile. So many friends that are in the room. We would like for them all to stand. Thank you. And now I turn it over to the next head of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke.
Thank you very much, April, to the leader of the Democratic Caucus, Hakeem Jeffries, to the chairwoman of the foundation, Congresswoman Terry Sewell, to the chair emeritus, Stephen Horsford, and of course, our assistant leader, Joe Neguse, to my beloved colleagues, and to the beloved community here assembled. A pleasant good morning to each and every one. It is certainly my honor, my privilege to stand before you, the new chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. You know, when Representative Horsford said he didn't want to dwell on the accomplishments of the past 2 years, he was being modest. He led our Congressional Black Caucus through the troubled waters of these times to get all those things done. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for your courage, your leadership, your grace under pressure. Please, everyone, let's all thank Chairman Horsford Emeritus once again. You heard Stephen forcefully articulate the challenge. There is still so much for us to do. And we know that the challenge only gets bigger now that we're about to begin the 119th Congress. Yes, it's a demanding time, but it's also an exciting time. Like Congressman Horsford, I am an eternal optimist. So first of all, let's remind ourselves, I put this in the if you don't know, now you know column. This is the largest Congressional Black Caucus ever. Can you imagine how proud the 13 members who founded the CBC more than 50 years ago would be? Think, we are the largest caucus, which includes our number of 4 United States senators, and we have a very, very diverse Congressional Black Caucus. In addition to our senators, we have representatives who don't just come from majority-minority districts. From Oregon to Rhode Island, from Ohio to Nevada, from the Virgin Islands to Virginia, across the board, Colorado, I mean, we can just go down the list. We represent hundreds of millions of Americans. And I'm so proud that exactly half of our CBC members are women, including 2 of our 4 senators. And I am proud to be the 10th woman to serve as caucus chair. Somewhere in the heavens, I know that Shirley Chisholm is hearing these numbers and smiling down on us. You know, we marked her centennial a couple of months ago. She was the only woman founder of the Congressional Black Caucus. And as we all know, she was the first African-American woman to run for the presidency of the United States. And following in her footsteps this past year was one of the most highly qualified presidential candidates ever. one who embarked on one of the most challenging campaigns ever, and one who has transitioned the office of Vice President of the United States for all time, a former CBC member and senator, our own Kamala Harris. You can do better than that. Come on, y'all, wake up, wake up, wake up. That's what I'm talking about. Kamala Harris. Say her name. Say her name. Say her name. That's what I'm talking about. So how do we meet this moment? It's important to remember that the ugly reactionary forces, the racist, white supremacist forces we face are nothing new. 150 years ago, there were others who tried to turn back the hands of time and undo the victories that had cost so many American lives, so many Black American lives. They espoused racist policies, enacted laws and taxes to force discrimination and inequality on our people and on this nation. Our adversaries today have embraced similar measures, restricting voting rights, denying equal opportunity, selectively rewriting American history, banning Black history books, defunding the Department of Education. You can all look this up. It's in their odious manifesto called Project 2025. Well, 2025 is here, and we mean business. We don't have time to play around. We don't have time to shuck and jive. We have to be singularly focused on the liberation and the elevation of Black people. We'll do it by continuing to pursue our mission to advocate for equality, equity, the economic development of our communities and families, sticking to the priorities that are the legacy of the Congressional Black Caucus, and meeting the needs of our people where we are, in our communities, on the ground. And we have fresh ammunition in our fight. In addition to our long-serving members, of which I'm one now, we have new representatives and senators with new ideas, new enthusiasm, who are here to make this happen. And in the long run, because we know this is a long struggle, please join me in welcoming the new and returning members of the 119th Congress. Y'all could do better than that. That's what I'm talking about. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge my sister, one of the first women I ran into when I was elected to the House of Representatives. We both served in the New York City Council, and that was our Attorney General, New York State Attorney General, Tish James. We want to thank her. I want to thank Governor Wes Moore for his hard work, his dedication, his leadership. I want to acknowledge that we are also joined by the ambassador to Jamaica, the ambassador from Jamaica, which is where my parents are from. Hello. Any yardie in the place? All right. That's what I'm talking about. To the United States, the Honorable Audrey Marks. And of course, you have all we've been acknowledging so many of our leadership that is here to celebrate with us today. We embrace the title that Representative Sewell mentioned, the conscience of the Congress. Our political leadership will always be informed by our moral leadership. We love our country. We've been working for more than half a century as a Congressional Black Caucus to make America the best version of herself. As that work continues, I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to play a role in it and for the support of my beloved colleagues and the strength of all of our people. Let me thank you all once again for being here, and I know you wouldn't be anyplace else. It's a whole bunch of new members coming in, and I know there are people in the place. Where the new members people? Oh, y'all could do better than that. Folk coming from Oregon and Alabama, all over the place. And of course, our longtime supporters. Of course, our family members, our beloved community. You are the wind beneath our wings. You keep us focused and centered in the work that we must do. And we are grateful for your taking this journey here. For those of you who live in DC, thanks for braving the cold, because y'all don't know how to handle the cold. And let me thank, again, all of my colleagues for your trust and for giving me this opportunity to work with each and every one of you to lift up the Black community, the beloved community. God bless you, God keep you, God strengthen you in the days ahead, and may God continue to bless America. Thank you.
Please welcome back to the stage Representative Terry A. Sewell.
Give another round of applause to our wonderful new CBC chair, and I know she wants to also acknowledge some others.
You know, this work is not done by just the chairperson. We have an executive board, and I'd like our executive board members to stand at this time. First Vice Chair Troy Carter of Louisiana. Second Vice Chair Lucy McBath of Georgia. Secretary Marilyn Strickland of Washington State. And our whip from LA, Miss Sydney Kamlaga Dove. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So as we come to a close, and I know that the hour is near, I just want to remind all the members to please stay seated at the end of the program so that we can take our group picture. And I also want to thank the incomparable April Ryan for being our hostess today. She's done such a great job. I want to remind all of you that from 6 to 9, we'll be right back here at Anthem for our CBC reception. Hope to see your face in the place. I also want to acknowledge the amazing sponsors of today's events. I think that we've already acknowledged our key sponsor, FedEx, and I want to make sure that we're also acknowledging the others. Our title sponsor, FedEx, our platinum sponsors, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Crypto.com, and Google, and our gold sponsors, AARP, Gentech, Gilead, Honda, Netflix, Philip Morris, Reynolds, Southwest Airlines, and Yahoo. I'd also like to thank the many silver sponsors and our dedicated friends who sponsored this historic occasion. Before I let you all go, I think that I feel compelled to summon the words of another former member of the Congressional Black Caucus, John Lewis. You know, John said that ours is not the struggle of one day, 1 week, 1 year, or one lifetime. Ours is a struggle from generation to generation, and we all have a role to play. And I know that we will continue to play that role for the CBC, but we will need forces in our nation working with us, allies, partners, as we tackle this new challenge that is ahead of us all. We come from a resilient people. We know that working together, we will endure the next 4 years, not just endure it, but we will thrive our way through it. And we can only do that with your help. I know we will, while we're taking the photo, we will also have a musical selection at the time. And I want to remind all of you again that we do have a reception after this evening from 6 to 9 here at Anthem. Again, I want to thank all of you for being here. I especially want to thank my colleagues of the Congressional Black Caucus, and of course, our new chair, Yvette Clarke. We look forward to working with you. Brooklyn will be in the house, all through the house, for the next 2 years. So thank you for being here and being at our ceremonial swearing in, and Godspeed to everyone. And members, please stay in your seat so we take a group photo. Again, Godspeed to everyone. Thanks again for your support.
People keep on learning. Soldiers keep on warring. World keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Yeah. Powers keep on lying. Yeah. While your people keep on dying. World keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Yeah. So darn glad he let me try it again. Last time on earth I lived the whole world of sin. So glad I know more than I knew then. And you keep on trying till I reach my highest ground. Yeah. Oh, lovers keep on loving. Believers just keep believing. Sleepers stop sleeping, 'cause it won't be too long. No, no, no. Yeah. Last time on earth I lived the whole world of sin. So glad he let me try it again. So that I know more than I know. Gonna keep on trying till I reach my highest ground. Yeah. Till I reach my highest ground.